That's a really interesting question that I really wish I knew the answer to. uh, I wish I knew the answer to that question. It's complicated. I come from a Jewish background, but in some of the prayers that you're going to see during this stream, there's a strong Hindu influence. Um, it's difficult for me to say what my religion is because my religious exposure is so eclectic. And then it gets even more eclectic when we think about the religious background of everyone here, right? Like what this is, what religion this is, sometimes people ask that, is even harder for me to answer. Because like what is your religious background? Can you tell me? Like what traditions did you practice when you were young? What traditions were your parents practicing? Um, like what is your religion? Do put it in the chat, please. And I think what you'll see as people start populating the chat with their different traditions is that like we are not one single thing. No, you don't have to have just one religion. You can have several. I'm not into monogamy. You're a Baptist, now you're nothing. Or maybe you're a freegan. You were raised a Christian, but you're currently Buddhist. You grew up in Latter-day Saints Mormonism, and you've left the church, but you're still Christian in some sense. You're non-denominational. Right? There's a tremendous amount of diversity here. So because of that, it's difficult for me to say what religion I am. But what I can tell you is that all of the words that I say come from specific traditions. They have specific histories, and I will do my best to explain those histories to you as much as I am possible. You go to a non-denominational church, which is interesting that they say they're non-denominational when, like, clearly their history is Protestant, right? Like, that's what they come from. They come from the Protestant tradition, historically. Otherwise, they'd be Catholic or Eastern Orthodox. Non-denominational. It's a very American thing, American homogeneity, to insist that you have no history. It's deeply American. In any case, to begin, I like to do a little bit of vocal warm-up. So I'm going to make a low tone and hold it for as long as I can, and that will help me align my voice with my selfhood, if you will. So if you'd like to do that practice along with me, you can take a deep breath in and then exhale with a deep tone. Inhale. Exhale with a higher tone. You see, it's harder for me to hold that one because it's at the far edge of my range. You just believe in nature and the universe and other gods. You just believe in those things. That's quite a lot there. That's almost like all the things. Nature and the universe and other gods. Indeed. What diversity of belief we have in this space. It's really special. So we'll do one more, this time in falsetto. Take a deep breath in. Ben, you believe that the universe is a breathing entity living in another universe, and it just keeps on repeating. Like a serpent eating its tail, the universe contains itself? Yes, I tend to agree. That's a pretty good metaphysical claim. Um, we assume that it's like that because it's hard to imagine it being some other way. And we have no way of knowing currently. But yeah, I do think that the universe is fractally nested. I think that's very likely true. Because my experience in this body tells me that life is fractally nested. It tells me that there are certain physical properties of the universe that are fractally nested, and that leads me to assume that maybe the entire thing is fractally nested. You think that the germs in our body are a little universe in and of themselves? Yes, I think so too. Shema Yisrael Asher Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Shema Yisrael Yahweh Eloheinu Yahweh Echad. Listen, Israel. Yahweh Eloheinu Asher Echad are one. Listen, you who struggles with God. All of these different names of all of these different divinities that have been in your culture for hundreds or thousands of years, they are in fact one, right? They refer to the same underlying reality, which is all things connected. That's the theology, right? That's the basic premise. That anything that you can imagine, anything that you can see, anything that you can experience is actually at its root the same thing. There is no separation that runs as deep as the universe runs. It's all connected at the base, at the top, in the middle, on the sides, around the center. It's all connected. All is one. Thank you, Courtney. I really appreciate that. I like the nice words very much. They give me motivation to keep going. Sometimes I get very sad, I've been rather depressed for weeks. It's unfortunate. ואהבת את ענת אלוהיך ובכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Did I learn to speak this, or did I grow up learning it? I grew up learning it. So this is called the V'ahavta, this prayer. It's Hebrew. V'ahavta means, and you shall love. And I had this prayer memorized before I knew what it meant, right? I went to Hebrew school, and there were services, and we would say these words every week. And I memorized them. I learned how to read Hebrew characters, but I never know, I can't read Hebrew. I can phonetically pronounce it, but I can't read it. I don't speak the language. But liturgy works in funny ways, right? And they sort of drilled these syllables into my mind. And it was only later, much, much later, that I learned the meaning, which I suppose is appropriate for indoctrination. So what does it mean? Can I interpret it? I can. So the meaning of the words, Ve'ahavta, and you shall love. And you shall love Yahweh Eloheinu with all your heart and all your soul and all your might. And these words that were drilled into me when I was a small child, these words command you, the speaker, to teach them to your children. Teach them to anyone who will listen, right? Recite them when you wake up in the morning and when you go to bed at night. Recite them when you are out on the road and when you are in your home. And you shall bind them as a symbol on your hand, and let them serve as a sign on your forehead. And you shall inscribe them on the doorposts of your houses and on your gates. Al mizuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Mizuzot means doorposts. How many of you have mezuzah in your houses? How many of you? Some of you. I know some of you do. Perhaps not the ones here who want to participate in the chat. But what is that prayer or song called? It's called the Ve'ahavta, spoken with my thick American accent. Ve'ahavta, and you shall love, right? And I like that prayer. I say that prayer every day because I think the fractal nature of it is quite beautiful, right? It's like this symbol. It's like the Ouroboros. Your roommate has a mezuzah, but you haven't gotten one for your room yet. You're on TikTok every day speaking Yiddish, and you don't have a mezuzah in your room. Sorry, I don't mean to criticize. I'm not criticizing you. I think you're amazing. I'm really happy you're here. I wanted to chat with you for a while. We're in a Discord server together, that TikTok Discord server, Toka, and I wanted to chat with you, but I haven't had the emotional bandwidth to be like, hey, I think you're really cool. But now I'm here. I'm on this little platform here, so I can tell you, hey, I think you're really cool. I think your content's amazing. And thanks for being here. Where was I? I got distracted by people that I admire. I admire all of you. Ve'ahavta. So there's a piece that comes after the Ve'ahavta that I didn't know came after it until I actually started reading the Torah. Because in the liturgy that I was indoctrinated with when I was very little, they replaced what comes after the Ve'ahavta, the next like 3 or 4 lines in the Torah from the book of Deuteronomy. They replace it with a couple of lines from the book of Numbers, which say basically the same thing, but not. Because what comes immediately after these words in the book of Deuteronomy are basically what amounts to a land acknowledgement. It doesn't fit with like the Zionist ideology that the synagogue that I grew up in held, and so they just replaced it with something else. But I do want to share these words with you because I think they're so incredible. After the Ve'ahavta, after there's this prayer that has this like fractal religious genome quality to it, like, hey, what's the religion? Just repeat these words over and over and over again, and maybe one day you'll understand that all is one, right? After that, what comes next in the book of Deuteronomy is this land acknowledgement. It goes like this: V'chaya, ki v'yachaya ve'elohecha el ha'aretz asher nisbai lavotecha le'avram li'yitzchak u'Yaakov, לתת לך ערים גדולות וטובות אשר לא בנית, ובתים מלאים כל טובה אשר לא מילאת, וברות עצובים אשר לא עשת, כהרים וזיתים אשר לא נטעת, והלכת ושבת. הישמר לך פן תשכח את יהוה אשר הודיעך מארץ מצרים מבית עבדים. What is this? Well, the words mean, when Yahweh Eloheinu brings you into land that he swore to your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to assign to you, great and flourishing cities that you did not build, houses full of all good things that you did not fill, hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you eat your fill. Take heed that you do not forget Yahweh, who freed you from the land of Egypt, the house of bondage. What interesting words, don't you think? Right? Hey, remember when you're sitting in your house that you didn't build it. Remember when you drink water, you didn't dig the cisterns that allowed you to drink that water. Remember that someone else did that, right? Someone else filled the city with all good things. And you're an occupier. You just occupy. That doesn't mean you don't deserve it, right? But we should remember the people whose land we occupy, right? I live on Oneida land. Those were the people who lived here before I did. I also live on Tweedy land. Tweedy was the old farming family who lived on this farm before the economics caused them to leave it, right? So it goes, right? We live on land that used to belong to others, and we can remember that. It's okay. Whose land do you live on? Do you know? How many of you know whose land you live on? It's worth knowing. It's worth acknowledging. I came upon a wedding that old families had contrived, with Bethlehem the bridegroom and Babylon the bride. Oh, great Babylon was trembling, and she stood there naked with me. And Bethlehem inflamed us both like the shy one at some orgy. And when we fell together, all our flesh was like a veil that we had to draw aside to see the serpent eat its tail. Oh. Some women wait for Jesus, and some we wait for King. So I'll hang upon this altar, and I'll hoist my axe again. And I'll take the one who finds me back to where it all began. Back when Jesus was the honeymoon, and Cain was just a man. And we'll read from pleasant Bibles that are bound in blood and skin, that Asherah is gathering all her children back again. Asherah, that great mother goddess, who consumes her children. Death and rebirth, life and death, they're all tied together. Babylon can come in and destroy a city and give birth to a people. That's how the song goes, in my interpretation of it. Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, shelo ashani isha. I repeat the name of Yahweh Eloheinu, who did not make me a woman. I did. Baruch atah Asherah, Anat malecha haolam, asher yitzaret ha'adam v'chachama uvera ve'ol. I repeat the name of Asherah Anat, who made me with many openings and cavities. Thanks, Asherah. What an idea. What a goddess. Gajananam, Bhudaganadi Sevitam, Kapita Jambupalazara Bakshitam, Umasutam Sakavina Sakaranam, Mahamatim Divya Mayuravahanam, Ridasyasrinam Surasainanatam, Guham Sadanam Saranam Prapadye, Yaku Hendutu Saraharadavalla, Yasuprapasvarita, Yavina Varanda Mandita Kara, Yasveta Padmasana, Ya Brahmachuta Sankara Patra Pite Vasata Pujita, Samampatu Saraswati Bhagavati Nihe Satyadhyapa, Om Namah Shivaya Gurave, Sachidananda Murtaye, Nisparanchaya Santaya, Shishivanandaya Te Namaha, Shivishnudevanandaya Te Namaha, Om Sarva Mangla Manglaye, Shive Savarta Sadike, Saranye Triambake Gauri, Narayani Namostate, Narayani Namostate, Om. I repeat the name of the Divine Mother Narayani, who brings auspiciousness to all who repeat her name. Are my parents proud? Maybe. I'm not really concerned with that, though. Triambakam yajamahe sugandim pushche vardhanam varva rukami bhavandanan mrityar mukshiyam amritat om Triambakam yajamahe sugandim pushche vardhanam varva rukami bhavandanan mrityar Mukshiyam amritato Triambakam yajamahe sugandim pushche vardhanam Orva rukami bhavandanan mrityar mukshiyam amritato Sarvesham, Svastir Bhavatu Sarvesham, Shantir Bhavatu Sarvesham, Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham, Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu, Makashid Dukhabhagbhave, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor Mamritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat, Purnamudachate, Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishate, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Om, that outer world is full, this inner world is also full. Take fullness from fullness. Fullness remains. From fullness comes fullness. Om, peace, peace, peace. What religion is this? I don't know. So that prayer is called the Mahariyanja Mantra. It is an old mantra from the Indian subcontinent, usually associated with Hinduism, but also associated with Buddhism sometimes. I learned that prayer at the Shivananda Yoga Ashram. I also say Jewish prayers, Hebrew prayers. What religion is this is difficult to say because the people in this room are not of all the same religion. I go through this multiple times every stream, and yes, I do this most mornings. Kiara? Most mornings I do this. And every morning the religion is different because the makeup of the audience is different. It's Jewish, it's Hindu, it's Christian, it's Buddhist. It is what it is. And I can't tell you what it is. The only ones who can tell me what it is are you all. Courtney, I live on a commune. That's where I'm from. We share all of our money. We run a farm. It's nice. All and none. Yes, we are all the religions and none of the religions. Exactly. Kimmy understands my metaphysics very well. Kimmy's heard me talk enough times that everything I say sounds the same, which is actually the point. It is all the same. It's all the same. It's all different. It's all nothing. It's all everything. You can't stay long as you're off to the dentist, but you're happy to see me. Well, I'm happy to see you too. I hope that you have a nice dentist appointment, and that he doesn't make your teeth hurt too much. Of course, I'm assuming the dentist is a man, but most dentists are men. Statistically speaking, I'm probably correct. Gender. Why do I even talk? Why do I even say words? I don't want to pray to my maker, no, I just want to be what I see. Not just who I am, but the pink and golden land and that wide, wild sky over me. Help me to the sun, hey, I'm looking everywhere, see, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no, I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray, and it's not much good to talk, better to walk it. Ooh, not much good to take, better to give. We are done, forgiven, and forgotten of our sins, and I promise you, my friends, all that dies will live again. So, pardon, God and Mom, what I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray. Love Allah made love, and Yahweh made hate. Asher made good, and Anat made bad. Elohim made love, and Yahweh made hate. I love Allah. God made. But I don't want to pray to my maker. I just want to be feeling free. Not like in a book or the leaves of trees that shook from a word that means only excuse me. From a word that means only not a thing. Oh no. Pardon, God and Mom. What I'm saying isn't fair. See, I'm looking to become not the prayer, but the prayer, and I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, no. I don't want to pray, we don't want to pray. Pray. I love Allah, Allah made love, and Yahweh made hate. Asher made good, and Anat made bad. Hello, hey, new made love, and Yahweh, Yahweh made hate. I love Allah. God made me. Except that's a fiction. It's a narrative, it's a story, like any other story. None of those gods exist except in these symbols that we use for them, stories that we tell about them. And in reality, you all are making me. We make each other. We are co-creating one another, co-creating ourselves. Right? That's what culture is. We make one another through shared attention. So thanks. Thanks for being here. So, I have a couple more prayers for you. We've got Arati. Arati means light or flame. You can see this little candle frame right here. That's Arati. And the Arati prayer comes from the Shivananda tradition. It comes from this book here. And it's a repetition of the many diverse names of God. Most of them from the Indian subcontinent, but some of them from the Levant. So we'll say Arati. We'll repeat these various names. And then we'll say Kaddish. Oh, hi. Did you get me gloves?
I did.
You got me gloves. Can I put them on right now?
Yeah, they don't really go with your outfit.
No, they don't. Hey, Mama Cat. My friend got me a present.
You could call it a present.
Yeah. It's a present. Wow, what nice gloves.
You in the middle of a song?
No, I was introducing Arati and Kaddish. So after we say Arati, we're going to say Kaddish. Kaddish is named after me. That's not true.
You're named after me.
I'm named after you, and you're named after Kaddish, and Kaddish is named after Kaddish, and Kaddish is named after, I don't know. I posted a video recently about Kaddish. This image here, this is Kaddish. She was a Egyptian Canaanitic goddess. You can see she holds snakes in her hand. She rides a lion. She arouses gods. And there's a prayer that still bears her name that's associated with mourning. So we're going to say Arati, and then we're going to say Kaddish.
Now I understand what they mean by pre-curved finger.
Pre-curved finger?
I find it strange.
You find it strange.
But I think you'll like it.
Yeah. I think it's appropriate. The fingers are pre-curved. Wow, look at these gloves. They're very nice. Oh, I have to undo this. It's too tight.
I also didn't take off one of the things.
It's okay. Wow.
Right?
These are so good. Yeah, they're very claw-like. Pre-curved finger.
I found them on eBay for $20.
You got them for $20.
97 cents, I think.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna go dumpstering with these.
They're really good.
Yeah.
You have those don't have as much dexterity as the ones that I have, but you
they're,
don't need as much dexterity as I do.
Yeah, they're totally fine. They're great.
And look, you can record TikToks with them because look at this. I think that special finger.
Let's see.
Means you can do shit. No.
No.
Oh damn.
I mean, maybe if the phone wasn't on a gimbal,
Okay.
I might be able to, but I don't think so.
Okay, whatever.
But they're still lovely.
That's great.
They're still really good. And thank you.
You're welcome.
I like them very much. Okay.
We don't really get each other presents.
No.
For like occasions.
Yeah, there's people on the internet criticizing you for telling me how much you spent on them.
Oh my god, we share all our money. She sees the receipt.
Yeah, I'm the accountant for our community.
That's so funny.
In several ways.
It's so funny that people are critiquing Chris for knowing the amount of money. It's like Teresa knows every transaction.
Yes.
Because she catalogs every transaction.
I have a full-time job as an accountant.
No, you don't. It's not full-time.
In any case, yeah, gifts are funny when you live on a commune. But I'm going to use these to go dumpstering. They're going to be great.
The gift is that I found them and purchased them.
Yeah, you found them. You did the intellectual labor of finding high quality gloves, and now I don't have to think about it. I can just wear them.
Wow, all of the fingers are pre-curved.
All of the fingers are pre-curved.
So you can like go fishing and shit.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
They're great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
Good. I like to make you happy.
Thanks, friend.
You're welcome. Although, I think I am going to leave.
You're gonna leave? Okay.
Yeah.
You'll leave. I'll say Arati.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna talk with this BuzzFeed lady.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay. So should we say Arati now? Let's say Arati. Jaya Jayarati Vina Vinayaka Vina Vinayaka Shri Ganesha Jaya Jayarati Subramanya Subramanya Kartikeya Jaya Jayarati Venugopala Venugopala Venuola Papa Vidura Namanita Chora Jaya Jayarati Venkanta Ramana Venkanta Ramana Sankata Harana Sita Rama Radhe Shama Jaya Jayarati Gauri Manohara Gauri Manohara Bhavani Sankara Samba Sadashiva Uma Maheshwara Jaya Jayarati Raja Rajeshwari Raja Rajeshwari Tripura Sundari Mahalakshmi and Mahasaraswati Mahakali and Mahashakti Jaya Jayarati Anjaneya Anjaneya Hanumanta Jaya Jayarati Dattacharya Dattacharya Trimutiravatara Jaya Jayarati Adityaya Adityaya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sanistaraya Sanistaraya Bhaskaraya Jaya Jayarati Sankarachaya Sankarachaya Advaita Gravi Jaya Jayarati Sadgurunata Sadgurunata Shivananda Jaya Jayarati Vishnudevananda 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 Jaya Jayarati Agastya Munaye Agastya Munaye Shriyama Priyaye Jaya Jayarati Ayapa Samine Ayapa Swamine Dharma Shastave Jaya Jayarati Jesus Gurave Moses Gurave Buddha Gurave Jaya Jayarati Muhammad Gurave Guru Nanak Gurave Samastya Gurubho Namaha Jaya Jayarati Avenugopala Om Natatra Suyobati Natandrakaratam Nima Vidyobati Kutoya Magni Twameva Bantaminabanti Sarvam Tasya Basya Samidam Vivanti Om Gange Karyamune Kaiva Govari Saraswati Narmade Siddhi Kaveri Hiya Namastitam Namo Namaha Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva Twameva Bandusha Saka Twameva Twameva Vidya Javinam Twameva Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Kayena Vacha Manasendhyarva Buddhyatmanava Prakrite Sabhavad Karomi Adyad Mangalam Parasmahe Narayana iti sarmar payami Savadharmam pravichaya mamikam saranam vrija Aham sva sarva papayo mokshayami masucha Whatever actions I perform with my body, speech, mind, senses, my nature, my intellect, or my emotions, all these, I dedicate to you. Thank you all so much for being here with me today. It means a lot. So, now we will say Kaddish. A Kaddish for all of those people who died yesterday of coronavirus and all of those other sources of death and suffering that have plagued our lineage since we began 3.8 billion years ago. Every living creature on this tree has suffered and died in order for us to be here today. Or not in order for, not causally, but on the path to us being here today, in this pattern. So, we know that life cannot be without suffering, and we suffer, and we enjoy being alive nonetheless. And with that, we will say words that my ancestors have spoken for at least the last 2,500 years. And the words sound a little bit like this. Yid Kadal, Vid Kadash Shemei Rabbah. V'yama divrachite v'yamlich malchite. V'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayed kol beit Israel. V'galav v'zman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlamai Rabbah Amin Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imru huya asei shalom. Aleinu v'yachol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom b'imru huya asei shalom aleinu. V'yalechol Yisrael v'imru v'imru. Amen. And that concludes our prayer ritual. I hope you enjoyed it. And now we can have some breakfast, huh? I'm hungry. So, we'll turn the phone around and we'll eat. Good morning, Franken. How are you? You're just in time for breakfast. Ooh. There. There's the Ouroboros right there. There's me inside a screen, inside a screen, inside a screen, inside a screen. Remember that image.